Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us with Dino and Nikei. I am Nikei, and this is
Dino, Salas. Thank you for being here with us.
Yes. So we today are talking about, before we go out, we're going to a delicious event in downtown Austin, Foodie Land. So we're looking forward to that.
What's it called?
Foodie Land.
Oh, is there a lot of food there?
Different
so,
types.
right?
I'm looking forward to the sushi pizza.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to all of the sushi pizza. I can't wait.
Okay.
Okay, so today we are talking about how long we've been together and what we've learned
Well,
and
we
experienced.
just celebrated our 11-year when we first met anniversary.
Yes, our first date. That's what we always commemorate that. Though we got married later on, but still we always start from the first date.
And actually, there's a video out there of how we met.
Yes. I'll put a link in there.
Yeah, it talks about how we
Yeah.
met. Yeah, it's an incredible story. You got to check it out.
It still trips me out sometimes when I think about it.
I know, and it's been 11 years.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness,
Beautiful.
how time flies. We've learned so much. We've been
Yes.
through so much.
Been a
We've
lot of
overcame a lot.
Yes.
I mean, it's like we've learned a lot about each other, more intimate, more patient. But that's what marriage is about, going through and overcoming
Yes.
the obstacles that try to stop you from being compatible and loving and harmonious. But we're doing it, babe. We're still here because we
Yeah.
choose to.
Yes. And I'm glad you brought that up, sweetheart, because that is important. You know, often I hear people say, which everybody is entitled to their own thoughts, right? Their own opinions or own way of living. But often I hear people talk about that marriage or relationships, though everything is a relationship, right? It's hard work. I see it differently. I choose to see it differently because when you are two people, the people that's in the coupledom, as we like to say, are choosing to be together, that creates an alignment, that creates different ways of how can I not only be with this person, be better with this person, but how can I be better with myself? Because usually it starts from you, right? It always starts from you. It starts from you and then it pours into the relationship. I believe it becomes harder or can be hard. Not saying it won't be challenging, right? But it becomes hard when people are resistant. Yes, become callous.
And I know you bring up the word hard and work, but I believe that really the work that it takes is learning to give in sometimes, learning to, as they say, die to yourself, to keep peace and all these things. But that's really most of the hard work, because if you can get through that, then I believe everything else gets easier in life. If you learn to keep peace, then you learn to, just kind of live life more easily, more copacetic, that you like to say, or the word, that's what I was going to say, the symbiotic word. That's one of her favorite words.
Yeah.
But so this is our 11th year. And we've been doing podcasts for a while now, off and on, but because we try to talk about things that we learned along the way and things that we've been through, because every day is a lesson.
Yes.
And speaking of lessons, there's something that we were having a discussion about where about telling the truth, and about reading someone else when they're not telling the truth. And how do you react with someone knowing they're not telling the truth? So, and this conversation came up because there was this business deal that has been going on where one person had promised something, but it didn't come to pass, right? So the other person didn't really act on it. He kind of just left it alone. And
a business deal that you talk about.
A business deal that I'm seeing, that I'm there too, but I was just being aware of what was transpiring in this business deal. And I'm relating it to relationships also, because when you're in a relationship and you're not totally honest, then you're living your life really based on a lie, or the reason people lie sometimes is based on fear. I know we were having that conversation. So the guy had promised something, or no, I take that back. He didn't promise something. He kind of left it in limbo. So this is where I was telling my wife, a lot of times we have to try, because of course we can't make people be accountable, but like I told her, we can hold people accountable. And when they don't become accountable, then you can deviate your life. Or actually, if you don't want to be in the business deal, or you don't want to be in the relationship, then you can see the truth by them telling the lie over and over and over.
Well, that makes me think of that famous teaching of the transition in the spiritual realm. Maya Angelou, the great poet and so forth. If people show you who they are, believe them. Often we may take that in as a bad thing. Like, oh, this person is not being truthful. This is what this person is showing me. I don't like it. I see it as, you can flip that and say, this is what's being presented to me. So what am I going to choose to do with it? So when we bring that back to even relationships, because we're all in a relationship, right? Whether we're in a relationship with ourselves, we're in a relationship with the divine creator, which is a ongoing relationship, right? A relationship with the co-worker, business, different business deals that
friends,
right? Just different things.
Family.
We're all in a relationship. So when something is being presented to you, someone is saying something, someone is doing something that you don't agree with, or it may be the non-truth. Choose to take it in. I encourage you to say that, or see it as a good thing. Like, okay, this person lied to me, so what am I going to do with it? So what we, one of the life lessons or relationship lessons I have learned, or we were talking about, me and Dino was talking about earlier, is honesty. And again, being honest, forthcoming with your mate, your partner, spouse, whatever kind of coupledom you are in, and let the chips fall as they may, or the cards fall as they may. Not in a bad way, right? But keeping your forefront of your mind, always leading with love, right? That I am saying this to my partner, the person I love, the person I care, the person I'm choosing to be in a relationship with. I'm saying this to them not to create tension, not to make a fight or anything. I'm speaking my truth, because when we are speaking our truth, we free ourselves. We're also helping to align or connect with another person. Jane Doe may say to a friend of hers, like you said about friends, because we're in relationships with friends, right? She might say to a friend, well, friend, I didn't care for how you spoke to me earlier today. And then a friend can choose to take that as, oh, she said this to me, or, she said this to me, and maybe I should take this in. Is it possibly something that I'm doing that can change? Because when we're, again, being honest, we're able to change ourselves, free ourselves, help change the relationship with another person, and help them change as well.
Well, let's go a little bit deeper on why people lie. And there's many various reasons why people lie. But what I saw in this business transaction was he was lying to keep. And I say that there's fear because he was afraid of this person leaving. So they tell a lie to keep you, kind of like baiting you, and kind of, and then I'm going to talk about what you just said too, Nikki, but I just wanted to recap a little bit of what I was saying about why someone lies. It's to keep you there because they're afraid that you're going to leave and then they're going to be alone. And it even sounds like in a relationship too, people will tell you things, right? But where's the truth? Like Nikki just said, the truth is, just like she said about Maya Angelou, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Yes.
But sometimes we don't want to believe what we're seeing,
Right.
so we try to see the good in the person, or they have the potential of being honest, or sometimes
Everybody got potential.
right. Sometimes they're good, and then you see the goodness in them, but
A glimpse.
right? That's what's so important. You see a glimpse, but if you take the whole picture and the whole truth, you start to see, like, wait a minute, this is unfolding, this is developing into something that is not factual. But actually it is factual, but it's not factual in what I'm desiring it to be.
Exactly.
So when you decide and see, like, hey, this person isn't coming through like they said they were, so you're seeing the truth, right? But yet you're calling the person a liar, which is true, but you're actually lying to yourself because you're trying to see what's really not there. So who's really the liar? Is it you or is it the other person? Maybe you're trying to see the truth, but the truth is already being foretold by the everyday action. So now you're lying to yourself because you're so bad not wanting to it be what it is, and you stay, and then you become frustrated, you become angry, you become disgruntled, frustrated, and you give that out in behavior with certain people and things.
Right.
Now, I know you were just talking about talking to a friend and being honest, right? But sometimes also we're not honest because we don't want confrontation.
Right.
Or we don't want, to...
Well, that's the thing that you have to be willing. You have to be willing to, like I said, let the chips fall or the cards fall as they may.
Yes.
And I'm not a big card player, but I will watch it because I'm just intrigued with just learning, just different things, right? So when I will watch someone play, I play spades, but still, like when it comes to playing, like the different card games, so they would have chips, right? Or cards. So they throw the cards down, and
but you're gambling with chips,
right? You're gambling. Everything, gambling is taking a risk, right? So in these movies or TV shows, I would see this. Sometimes the person may be, like you said, afraid. Like, okay, this is what I got. Or, hey, this is what I got. This is gonna make so and so mad. This is gonna so and so is gonna be out of the game from this. But that's the truth. You can't change those cards, but you know how to do some kind of magic tricks. You can't change the cards. It is what it is. And the reason why we need to be honest. We need
with ourselves foremost.
Right.
Number one, ourselves.
Yes, we have to be honest because again, it frees us and it allows us to connect with other people. Because it's creating change in us and it's creating change in the relationship.
Yes.
If the person is willing to accept this, and then it could change them. So again, like I said earlier, Jane Doe says to her friend, "Hey Jane," because again, we're gonna lead with love, right? We're not saying something to hurt or harm nobody, right? Because that brings hurt and harm back on us, and it don't make nothing better, right? But we seeking to lead with love because we care about this person and we want this person. We want to be better with this person. Now, will a person feel discomfort from this truth? Can they?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or often. A lot of times, people are like, "Oh, I didn't like what you said." But sometimes we should question ourselves, or often question ourselves: is there any truth? In your own private time, is there any truth to what that person said to me? And the answer will be given to you. If you are seeing, especially going back to Jane and her friend, if you seeing that Jane is changing around you, because, you have chosen, that friend has chosen not to change, then you're going to see a change in Jane, whether she leaves the friendship or she's saying, because like you said about fear, well, I don't want to stop being friends with this person because, I see the good in them, which we all can see the good in anything, right? But also in the good, we gotta see what the cars really are saying to us. I just want to give this example. So, and this is something I have told Dino quite a few times. In my previous days of dating, I have learned to respect people. Respect when men will say, "Hey, I don't want to be in a relationship. Hey, I just just kind of like play around, and I don't know if I really want to do this because I'm dating this person, that person." After a while, it was like, well, do I like what this person is saying? No. But it's up to me, my choosing. Can't make nobody, like you said, you can't make nobody, change or whatever, which is true. But this is my choice if I want to go on with this. Instead of, well, I see a glimpse. I'm seeing a glimpse of goodness, because we can see that again in everybody, because everybody has potential. But potential used is something totally different. So again, if going back to Jane and her friend, if Jane sees, because she went to be honest with her friend because she wanted a change in their relationship. If she chooses to stay in their relationship and the friend is not taking heed to what she's saying, and she's, she's starting to be, mad and so forth, which I can raise my hand, that has happened to me in the past, be like, oh, I'm going to choose to stay in this relationship because just keep hoping in it and believing in that potential that we're going to be in this great, better relationship, and it didn't happen. And I can only put that fault on me for choosing to stay.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack, because I was downloading a lot of things. I hope I can remember it all. But one thing is, when you said, seeing the good, or, getting the good out of something. Mm-hmm. But I believe that when you tell the truth, mm-hmm. you actually bring out the greatness in other people, mm-hmm. not just the good. The good is a certain level, but see, because when you learn to tell the truth, people will start to tell the truth back to you. Mm-hmm. And that is so mm-hmm. important. Mm-hmm. But what happens is that when a person lies, and then you're lying back too, based on false information, and that's what it is. It's just lies going back and forth, and then you're making choices, you're making decisions based on something that is totally fabricated, something that is false. Mm-hmm. I know, since you brought up relationships, back in my relationship too, it's like previous, mm-hmm. yeah. It's what I, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, either way, I just want to call it a relation, because it was a relationship. Mm-hmm. But that's okay. I was not happy, but I stayed in it. Mm-hmm. See, the person was who they were. I was who I was, but the whole thing was a lie, because we both didn't want to be with each other. But we stayed in it because we thought we had to, because of bills and different things, and we're using each other, and it's just facts. I mean, this is just what it is.
Let the cards fall.
That's what you meant. Let the cards or the chips fall where they may. And when we got to that point where it was dissolved and we were separated, and then you can kind of like see your truth, because there's only you left. Yes. So it's like, okay, now I got to be honest. Okay, what just happened here? So this is the truth that you have to seek within yourself, of what is the truth. And it's like you have to make decisions and choices based on that. And here's an encouraging thing.
That's good, Dino. That's really good.
Here's an encouraging thing. When you speak truth and the chips fall where they may, something greater always comes. It does. Something greater always comes after that.
It really
But the thing is, we're so afraid to the unknown, or we rather lie and stay where we're at, because we think and believe that something worse is going to come, which is a lie. So here we are telling ourselves lies, even in our mind.
And you're already living in lies, so it's like,
what do you have to lose? And we're not condoning breakups and all that stuff and divorces and all. That's not what we're saying. It's you have to be honest. You have to be truthful. Yes. Even when it's, because there are times where we keep secrets and we don't tell how we're feeling and what's going on, and I don't like the way you spoke to me, and I don't like the way you do this, and it's bothering you all day and all night, and you're sleeping, and let's be honest. I don't like this. So you can see, does this person really care? Does this business associate really care? Because that's what business negotiations are. Let's meet in the middle. Let's meet in the middle of our relationship.
For the better of the whole.
For the unity. Yes, exactly, Nikki. But if it's all based on lies, what are we doing? But wasting time.
Ooh.
Because I did a lot of that. I wasted so much time. And I'm here to tell you, this is our 11th year. We have done in 11 years, probably what people have done in a lifetime by the grace of God. And I thank God all the time for that, because He's allowing us to see the fullness of the truth of what should have been. Because I believe that's what God wants in our life, is to have the fullness of relationship, of, unions, whether it's with friends, business, just everything. But if we're being cut short because we're lying, or because we're afraid to lose, or we're afraid to let go,
I have a couple stories.
Go ahead.
You were on the roll. That's very good. First of all, let me just say how nice my husband looks.
Thank you, baby.
Today.
I'm so used to in my work.
He's been working a lot of different contracts and so forth. It's just, I love to see him, dressed like this. So anyway, I have a couple stories about so even how we got together. And again, I'm gonna leave the link below. If not, go back to our very first video on this YouTube channel, how we met. And we thank you all for everybody that has been, has viewed it, listened to it, and the feedback. But you've been reaching out to us on Facebook and so forth. We appreciate you.
Yes.
So, talking about unpacking. Let it go. Yeah. Oh, okay. How we got together. So even you had to learn to be in your truth. I had to learn to be in my truth of what we really was looking for, in these stages of our life, for us to come together. So I know for myself, before I had even met Dino, and again I expound upon that in the video how we met. I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to, go through this. And we are firm believers in not only manifestation, because everything is manifestation from what we choose and what we constantly thinking of, but manifesting what's best for us. That's what we believe in. And we want that for you as well. So this is why we're sharing this story today, because we're just talking about it today. And by us being in our truth, help us be with each other. So when I asked all these things out of my life, and I didn't know what was going to happen, broke off, different kind of relationships with people, whether it be friends or so forth, jobs. It put me into a new way of living, which was better. So for even like how when Dino, oh my God, we should make a separate video of how you left your job and started your business. But he was working at a job, making, good money, as they say, and making, even better money. Thank God for that. But if he had chose to hold on to fear of the unknown, of stepping out, he told me.
Just pause for 1 second, babe. Because since you're bringing that up, I just want to share two truths. The truth was, since she brought up the job, I was not happy.
Right. That's it right there.
And this is what I mean, where we have to be honest with some things with ourselves, right? And then the other truth was in the previous relationship. This is another truth. Besides me not being happy, I was out of order. I was a narcissist. I was selfish. I didn't think about others. And sometimes in order to get to a new realm in truth, you have to be honest about yourself. Yes. And if you're not honest with yourself, then your whole life
You held up.
It's a whole lie.
Yes.
It's a whole lie.
Yes.
And now, when they say the truth shall set you free.
It does.
It's like when you don't have nothing to hide no more, and it's like everybody knows your dirt. Everybody says, oh, you broke up, this and that. Oh, you're this, you're that. When you know the truth yourself, it is so liberating because it's such a burden trying to mask, trying to hide, trying to give a perception, trying to let people think you're okay when you're really not. And people like us who've been through it, we're seers, right? We see. We see because we've seen it before in our own lives. But people think that we don't see. But it's very clear. The truth stands out to us so much because we've been through it, we overcame it, we lived it, and we know that there is a good life out there. If you just learn to be honest and tell the truth, first with yourself,
yes, always,
then with others. And this is why I'm so open with my wife of how I feel, what I'm thinking about, what's going on. And I know sometimes I drive her crazy just by me talking, but here's another truth. This woman here truly loves me. That's amazing. And I know people are seeking for that. People want that. People desire that. Because honestly, I lived in a relationship that was a lie. And there are many people that are doing this now. So the sooner that you come into the truth, the sooner things can start to fix itself by truth. And that's important. Go ahead, babe. Sorry.
No, I mean you laid it all out. Like even you leaving this job at this motor company, which you have been at for a while, and the considered good things or good benefits that this place was offering, which it served this time, and we're still thankful for that. But it served this time,
yes,
and it came to. You came to a passing or
a realization.
But when I say a passing where, like they said, the fork in the road, right? It's like, okay, which way I want to go. And that's all our choice, left or right. But choosing what's best for you. Yeah, you could have stayed, but then it would have been based off of fear, not truly because that's what you desire to do.
Yes.
And because you left, we talked about it and so forth, and you decided to leave, the doors opened up even wider, and because you freed yourself.
Yes.
And that's what living in faith is. That is what living in truth is, which the spirit is truth.
Yes.
But when we are in truth, actually we manifest, we bring in more and what's better for us.
Yes.
And you don't have to hoard, you don't have to force, you don't have to beg for nothing. It just meets you at the door.
let me, because and that's so true what you're saying. But let me portray this too, even in a relationship. When you're not honest in a relationship, meaning when you're not happy with your spouse or with your partner or with whoever you're with, even in friendships, you will start to go in that direction where things will start to divide and break up. And that's okay, because not all relationships are meant to be for a lifetime. Sometimes there has to be these things in your life where it causes a separation, but it's okay. Because when the old dies, a new begins. And that's where people have to fixate on, including myself. Because sometimes we can get fixated when something is ending. We become fearful. We become like, what's going to happen? We don't know. Instead of flipping it and getting excited about this new truth that's about to enter into our lives, it's a great feeling. And it's like I'm in that place now that, when you get there, you don't really know it until you get there. And when you get there, you know you're there. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Yeah, it's like, because we have not only been in so many different places, like traveling, vacation, business stuff, but this is the third, fourth state that we lived in. So even when we came to this new state, we're in the state of Texas now, We had to learn how to be in Texas, which was different from Florida and different states that we stayed up, Illinois and Indiana, up north. And you can either choose, we could have either chose like, oh, we're not gonna go on over there because we have to learn how to get a license over there. We have to learn how to turn on utilities and, all this other stuff. But then we decided to get excited about it, like, oh, we're going to Texas. We gotta learn how, we will be able to learn how to do these different things.
Yes.
And still learning it. And
Yes.
it just amazes me. And I'm gonna tell you a great fact. When it comes to doing new things, the brain actually loves that, and when the brain, because the brain lights up from that. When we are taking on these challenges, because challenges versus things being hard is two different things, right? But challenges are the new things, right? When we take on these new experiences, our brain loves that. And the body, it receives that as good nourishment in our emotions. We release dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins, and you actually are healthier. And when speaking of truth, you're healthier when you're releasing your truth, when you're being in your truth.
Yes.
There's even different studies with that. I tell people, I promote and I teach about well-being, but well-being is overall health. It's not just your physical health, but it starts in the mind and the emotions. And your spirit is on board with all of that when it is in a beautiful symbiotic relationship, all in alignment with each other, right? So when we are being in our truth, like I said earlier, it frees us. If you were to take your vital signs, blood pressure, respiration, heart rate, when you're lying versus, which is what they do with lie detectors, right? That's how they're able to tell. Versus when you're being in your truth, totally different.
Because you're lying. The brain sends the signals.
But just think about it, because the body contracts. So if the blood pressure rises, and blood pressure rises because it's trying to be forced. So it's showing that you're not in alignment within yourself, that you are betraying yourself, you're hurting yourself by not being in your truth.
You're not living in the fullness of how your body should be in that homeostasis.
Yes.
Or like they say in the scriptures, peace.
Yes.
Be in a peaceful state.
Yes.
And God can't operate if it ain't truth.
Nope.
So, and I'm gonna give you an example. You're talking to a person, but you really don't like them. You think that's going to be a conducive relationship? No, there has to be, you're better off forgiving them or forgiving yourself to bring back that homeostasis feeling of truth within you, because another person can feel it. But see, what people don't get is that there's so many tells when people lie. But people just don't study them or don't know them. But your eyes deviate, your pupils die. I mean, it's just like your behavior. You grab your face. You don't even know because you're unconscious. But you're conscious that you're lying. So the body does unconscious things.
But it does that because, that's perfect. That the body does that because it's trying to get you back to the homeostasis. Where when you just notice, when you're more relaxed, you're not, like Dino said, you're grabbing, you're looking around, because the body is doing it because it's trying to figure out what's going on. It's like, wait a minute, the truth is this, but the lie is making us do like this. We're trying to, connect.
In sync. Right. And it's just funny how life is. And, the whole principle of all this is be truthful and honest of what a situation is. Be truthful and honest of how you're feeling, and make the certain adaptive moves that you need to make in your life to bring yourself back in, like she said, holistically, homeostasis, or like in the scriptures, the kingdom of peace, to be in peace, joy, and righteousness. It's like, we're out of sync, y'all. We're out of sync. And it's so, like, I can see it so clear now when I'm like this, when I'm feeling this way, because it comes and goes. But it's learning to recognize and see it and it's like, okay, wait, let me come back, let me stop. Okay, God, help me out here. Let me get back to consciousness and peace, and bring yourself into this state of awareness, because sometimes you can lie so much, your lies become truth. And then you think you're telling the truth, and then people are calling you out on your lies, and you take that lie detector test, like she said, and oh, this person's telling the truth. So it's like, this is how serious it can get, where your lies can actually become truth to you.
And I just want to add again, going back to overall health, well-being. Again, taking the vital signs, your signs. Now think about that. Let's really think about that. Vital signs. What is vital? Your heart rate, your respiration, your blood pressure.
It's power.
It's right. It's showing what's going on with your body. What is vital and what's not vital to your body, right?
Vitality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you something else. Another reason why we need to be in our truth again. Yeah, not just in this moment, this event. Jane, chooses not to be truthful, and this is what's going on in her body, but consistently done it. So a person that is consistently not being in the truth is going to consistently have high blood pressure, right? High respiration, high heartbeat, and they start to overwork their body, and this is what is a flight or fight response going on in the body. The body is inflamed. It is stressed out. It's stressed because it's not, which is true, in a calm state or relaxed state of saying, hey, this is my truth. Like I told you, you take different vital signs from when you're in your truth versus when you're not in your truth. Now, the more you are in your truth, you're more in a relaxed state, you're more calm and peaceful. The body is in harmony with itself, and it is overall healthy. In the mind, the body, the emotions, and the spirit is on board with that. When it is on the opposite, it creates disease because you're not at ease, right? You're not in a calm state, and different kind of situations that can come on into the body. They sit up in the body so much that it can come in the form of, like I said, different. I don't want to speak this on anybody. We just say this to encourage you why you should be in your truth for yourself and for a better relationship with others. And it's so freeing.
It's so freeing.
It feels so good.
Yes. So, being honest with yourself, with your mind, your body, and I'm in the process of working on my body, been in the gym, getting right. I'm just being honest. That's something I need to work on. Spiritually, mentally, everything has to be in sync so you can have peace.
Yes.
Be honest, be truthful.
Yes.
And life will start to revolve in truth around you.
Yes.
Oh, it's so liberating.
It would align with, it wants to align with your truth, because the truth is who you really are. And the divine creator, God, wants us to be who we were designed to be.
Yes. And
so we can live greater. Not just good, we can live greater.
There's so many other things I want to say right now, but I'm going to hold it off. I'm going to wait for the next one. Okay, so we thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here with us. Yes. Now we're headed to the Foodie Festival.
The Foodie Land.
Oh, man, there's food galore.
Yes.
But wait a minute, we got to be in harmony, babe. We can't be doing all that crazy eating and stuff.
No, who said we're going to do crazy eating?
Oh,
we're going to be calm.
I'm thinking like that.
No, we're going to be calm while we're eating.
Okay, all right. So we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And have a blessed and great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.